Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Microsoft has released our optional bug fix C-release update for June for Windows 11 24H2. And the update is KB5060829 and was released late yesterday on the 26th in my part of the world. Now, the update is optional unless you have get the latest updates as soon as they're available toggle turned on, and then it becomes mandatory. And there's quite a bit going on in this update with 14 new features and a whole lot of fixes. And I'm just going to touch on a couple of the highlights for the purpose of this video as not to make it too long. Now, the features and fixes I'm going to mention now are all rolling out gradually, and Microsoft seems to like doing that. So you may see some of these features, you may not, as from the get-go when installing the update. Now, first of all, just to mention, there are new app defaults in the European Economic Area for default browsers. And there's a new Ask Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is a new action in Click to Do on Copilot Plus PCs. And you can use it to send text or messages to Microsoft 365 Copilot. And then for Narrator, which is an accessibility feature, there's a new screen curtain feature that helps protect your privacy and improve focus by blacking out the screen while Narrator reads content aloud, which I think is a nice move. And Narrator also makes it easier now to discover and learn about its features directly within the experience, as Microsoft likes to call it. And then we've got the start of the rollout of the new PC migration, which Microsoft is adding into the Windows Backup app, which is rolling out controlled. So it's just a start. So you'll start to see the landing and pairing page in the Windows Backup app. I'm not seeing it because, as mentioned, most of these features are controlled, which gives you a first look at what's coming. And when the whole feature rolls out in the future, you'll be able to transfer files and settings from an old computer to a new one during setup, which is the main aim according to Microsoft. And then on the settings homepage for commercial customers, the feature will now show some existing cards relevant to enterprise managed PCs, like recommended settings and Bluetooth devices, just to mention two examples. And if we head to time and language, language and region, the country or region selected during device setup now appears under settings on this page. And then if we head to our system page and head down to About, apparently the storage card was showing an incorrect or unreadable character instead of the proper disk size. Now, I never experienced that issue, but if you were, according to Microsoft, that issue now has been addressed. And here's a nice new feature. The taskbar now resizes icons to fit more apps when space runs low. So if we head to our taskbar settings by heading to personalization, you can also right click on the taskbar to get directly to these settings. And we head to taskbar behaviors. Here you'll see show smaller taskbar buttons. Default when taskbar is full, always. So it doesn't reduce the size of the taskbar, it just makes the icons smaller basically to fit more apps. And you can have never. I'm just going to leave it at default. So I think that's at least a move in the right direction. And if we head to quick settings and we click on accessibility, there are now text descriptions like see words and images better, interact with your PC using your voice, and I actually think that's a nice move in the right direction as well. And they've also adjusted the indicator pull under taskbar apps to make it wider and more visible. I'm still not seeing that currently. And there's a fix for Win control and number that doesn't work anymore for switching windows of an open app in the taskbar. And there's another fix when using Taskbar in Windows. The media controls that appear in the preview window for apps might unexpectedly flicker. So those are two important little fixes. And then for voice access, which is another accessibility feature, you can now use voice access to navigate, dictate, and interact with Windows using voice commands in simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, and Japanese. And you can also now add custom words to the dictionary in voice access. The feature will be available in all the currently supported voice access languages. And I've posted a video on that, so just do a search if you want more info regarding the custom dictionary. And then just to mention two new little features for Windows Share. When you share links, you'll see a visual preview of that content, and in the Windows Share window you can select a compression level, high, medium or low. I'm still not seeing that. And then heading back to accessibility, a lot of focus on accessibility with this update, which is not a bad thing. They've adjusted the location of the intensity and color boost sliders. So the color previews at the top of the page remain visible while adjusting the sliders. And for File Explorer, performance has been enhanced when extracting archive files. And then there's a graphics improvement where Microsoft says it's made underlying changes to enhance display-related user experiences, including reducing screen flashing during certain display configuration transitions and eliminating unnecessary display resets that occurred in some cases. And they also fixed some displays might be unexpectedly green. And then for quick settings, there's a fix. The top three buttons in the top row don't respond when selecting to enable or disable them. So that's been addressed. And there's a printing fix where printed lines might be unexpectedly thicker than expected. And Microsoft has fixed an underlying issue that might lead to unexpected changes to window size and position after sleep and resume on some devices. That's an important one. And Explorer.exe might stop working unexpectedly when a window is dragged if window snapping is enabled. That's also another important fix. Now, those new features and fixes are rolling out gradually. And there's a couple of other fixes, but they're taking place under the hood, and I don't want to make this video too long. And then normal rollout, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixes rolling out. I'm just going to mention two I think are important. For Windows Search, they fixed an issue where it was responding very slowly and it could take over 10 seconds to load. And Microsoft has also enhanced the reliability of Windows Search and resolves an issue that prevented users from typing in Windows Search in some cases. So a couple of others taking place under the hood, but I think that's most of the key highlights for this update. And if you do decide to install the update, if we just head to About Windows, WinVer, after the update has been applied, Windows 11 version 24H2 OS build sitting on 26,100.4484. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.